Hello, I'm Congressman Adam Schiff, and I wanted to share with you a few thoughts on the healthcare debate in Congress. More than a month ago, the Republicans tried to take up a bill that the Congressional Budget Office believed in its analysis would mean 24 million Americans would lose their health insurance. What a tragedy that would be. Here we are, we have the lowest levels of uninsured in our history, and my GOP colleagues want to turn the clock back and throw millions off their health insurance. That bill failed even before it was taken up. At the time, Speaker Ryan said that Obamacare would be the law of the land for the foreseeable future. But under great pressure from the Trump administration, Republicans tried to take another shot at passing health care reform. But instead of working with Democrats to try to fix some of the challenges facing the Affordable Care Act, they decided not to work in a bipartisan way, but rather to try to placate the Tea Party people in their wing by making a bad bill even worse. And they did this in several ways. They did it by taking away protections for people with pre-existing conditions. They did it with massive cuts to Medicaid. What that will mean for California is that millions of Californians will lose their health insurance. What it will mean for people around the country is millions more thrown off their health care. If you have a pre-existing condition, you should be very concerned about this GOP proposal. As one of my constituents said, I'm 65. I am a pre-existing condition. We all have a stake in the future of the Affordable Care Act. This was a complicated bill that a lot of thought was put into that made massive changes in our economy and healthcare delivery system. Most of those have been very positive in ensuring people that had no access to healthcare. But with anything that complex, there are always things to improve. There are ways we can improve competition in the individual market. There are ways that we can further constrain the increase in premiums or deductibles. But scrapping the system and going back to the day when tens of millions couldn't find health care at all is not the answer. This was not a cause for celebration on the White House lawn. This was a cause for great concern for all Americans who believe that health care ought to be a right, that no one in this country should be denied basic health care because they can't afford it. Imagine as a parent not being able to provide care for your child because you couldn't afford it, or for your spouse or for yourself. That should not happen in a country as great as America. So this Republican bill is dead on arrival in the Senate. The Senate will be working on their own bill, and I can only hope they'll take a very different approach, one that looks to make improvements in the current system, not one that looks to score political points or force people off their health insurance, with only one real goal in mind, and that is taking money out of health care and giving it in the form of a huge tax cut to people who are already doing well. That would be a tragic mistake for America. I want to thank all of the activists. It's your activism that gives us a chance in this fight when we don't control the House or the Senate or the White House. Your pressure on representatives, your speaking out, your writing, your attendance at town halls, your voice gives us the ability to fight this proposal. It's a fight I know we can win. It's a fight I know we must win. So thank you for your activism. Keep it up. And I wish you and all of us the very best.